Hi, I'm Mike Karim. I'm the CEO of Oxford Endovascular. We're a medical device company that spun out of Oxford University at the end of 2015. We are developing a next generation medical device called a flow diverter to treat brain aneurysms. Brain aneurysms are surprisingly common. They affect 1 in 50 people. And if a brain aneurysm ruptures, it will lead to death in about 50% of patients, and of those who survive, over 66% will have permanent brain damage. So it's vital to be treated as early as possible. Our technology has come out of the development between two professors, one a professor of engineering and one a medical professor at the University of Oxford. They've used origami engineering concepts to overcome the issues with current technologies whereby devices often fall out of position and can't be located accurately. The Oxiflow device overcomes these and will lead to a better, safer procedure, enabling more patients to be treated around the world. So I've been involved in medical devices over the last 30 years, taking new technologies to different markets around the world. Oxford University approached me with this idea of a new flow diverter to treat brain aneurysms. I was introduced to the professors, one of engineering and one from the medical department, and the university was interested, could this concept actually be ready at some stage to form a company and spin out of the university? I had a look at it, and we together developed a business plan and allowed us to then go out to investors and raise seed funding. It was actually at quite a good time for me because I was finishing a particular role. We'd sold to another medical device company, and I was able to put my heart and soul into building the team and building the business. So some of the key considerations when looking to spin a company out, such as Oxford Endovascular, firstly, is there a market need for the technology? That has to be absolutely fundamental, otherwise investors won't invest. Also, how ready is the technology to be further developed? We had to go through a very extensive due diligence process on this, get feedback from potential investors, also from key opinion leader doctors around the world as to the need, and if this was developed, would they be likely to end up using it? So of course, developing a high-tech medical device comes with a number of key challenges. Of course, you have to initially raise the money for that, and that can take anywhere between 6 months to 2 years. We were very fortunate. We had good investors who were very interested. We raised seed funding of £2 million. Then, of course, the real hard work begins as you build a team around the technology. We've had to go out and find the best people in the industry to work to develop this technology. Now, this has been against a background of regulatory changes going on in Europe and the US. We've had to make sure we understand those and also be able to predict forward many years as to what they will look like when we actually enter the market. Of course, the pandemic came along unexpectedly, as it did across the world, and we had to preempt that in a lot of ways. So we actually introduced social distancing before we were required to. Members of the team actually set up the lab back in their own home so that we could continue working. So I think being able to build a fantastic team around it who will go the extra mile to overcome these sorts of challenges has been absolutely vital. So of course, when starting a company and also running it, you need good advisors around you. We've been very fortunate to have our business advisors in James Cowper Creston hold our hands all the way through the journey. At the outset, they helped us set up our finances. They helped with investors, raising the money and understanding the capitalization table of the company. But more importantly, they've been partners sitting on our board and advising the strategic direction, how the financial markets are working, how we claim R&D tax credits, which is extremely important for research and development companies. So I think a very strong partnership that understands the business has been absolutely vital, and that's the purpose that they've served. So since we spun out of the university, we've gone through immense changes and evolution. We've brought on some fantastic engineers and other members of staff, and we've partnered with a number of organisations, not just in the UK, but beyond. So, for example, we've partnered with expert manufacturers in Germany, Japan, and other countries that work with us, work with our engineers very closely to develop the prototypes that we need to put through the testing that we do here in the lab. That's been a very thoughtful process. It's taken many years as we've iterated around the technology. You develop a prototype, you put it into a model, or you put it into a biological model, and you come up against challenges. You see what it's really having to face. Then you go back and you iterate and you iterate. You carry on doing that. Our team have learned so much through that process. So the body of knowledge that has now been developed to take this product all the way through and to market has been immense. And who knows, in years to come, the amazing technologies that we may be able to go on and further develop. So to run a business like this, there's a huge amount of learning that one goes through. I would give three key tips. I think first and foremost, this is a team endeavour, and you have to build a fantastic team of people who not only have the expertise, but the right ethos and attitude to work together, because they're going to come across so many challenges and bumps in the road, for example, the pandemic. And to be able to work through that and go the extra mile every single day is absolutely vital. So that would be my first tip. My second tip would be that you can't do this on your own. You've got to build a network of partners, you've got to build a network of advisors, and never be afraid to go and ask people who've been there and done it and have experience. In my experience, they're more than happy to help. So, never feel that you're alone, even though it can be a lonely journey sometimes. And lastly, I think the spirit of innovation that goes into your engineering, you can take that same thought process and apply it to every other aspect of what you do. Your processes around the business, your processes for hiring, but your processes for working together as a team. So my last tip would be keep innovating, keep improving, do that every day and never stop.